even if we have like, you know, the other family, and let's just say, like, again, for me, growing up was fine to my knowledge. Like, I didn't even know I was supposed to have a dad till I was in like 3rd grade.
Right.
I think just having you there, even if you ain't shit, just knowing that you're there makes the hell of a difference. For women, I can't speak for men, but for, like, if I had my dad around, I'd be like, okay, cool, at least he's there.
Wow, those beautiful flowers. Now I see your true colors. Wow, look at this car. Everybody gets a car. That's your true colors. It's not until you was fucking spitting on me and I popped you in the head and you're like, now I see your true colors.
Right.
It's like, bitch, what about your colors? You just spit in my face.
Yeah.
And still I feel no pressure. Surrounded by dogs, giving you game, we giving you lecture. Say thank you to God, we got another day to be better. And if it get hard, just need another day with the fellas. We bout to give you that work. Say your name in like it's church. We finna give you that work. Just like Serena, we serve. You want the truth by your shirt. My phone get fly like bird. But we all lost boys, no search.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Nun the Wizer podcast. I'm with my original gangsters in here. To the right, we got Shiki Baby. Show her some love.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
To my left, you already know. Right over there, we got the audio extraordinaire. That's Podcast Poe in the building with us. We got Brandon on the camera. And apparently, Amara is not feeling well, so she doesn't want to join us today on the mic. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus. But it's okay.
Damn, not a get better, feel well.
Oh, yeah, get better, feel well. But, you know, you
He's
were
still
here.
under that bus.
It seemed like you were saying so much. You could have just had a mic in front of you. But, you know, whatever. What do you think about that, Bonnie? Nah, you don't even have to answer.
I think we can set it up.
Nah, but how's everybody doing? We're here for another week. Got another week older.
Yeah. I think today's one of those days where you gotta like muster up the strength to.
Nah, I don't know what it is about today, but today got me worn the fuck out.
Yeah.
But
It could be the rain. Oh, there was the rain we be getting this weekend.
It's something.
The weather.
Yeah, it could be the weather.
Yeah. It's been raining.
But
on
also
and
the
off.
heat makes me tired too.
That-
So.
Amara, I'm sick of you in this bullshit. She said, what did you say? Mercury
Retrograde.
went on. Saturn is going on retrograde. Whatever the fuck that means. What does that mean for us?
It means that
We tired as fuck.
See, you see how they just be saying shit? She don't know what the fuck she just said. I want you to tell me a little bit. Give me 1 minute of
This is
a
girls'
detailed.
night.
had troubles within.
Don't say my health because that's cheating. I already have a chronic disease. I feel like you're on some
So you
bullshit.
said, hold on. So you said we're gonna have difficulties?
me
Who
specifically.
the hell is we?
I'm having a lot of difficulties.
The people.
She's like, "Welcome to America, where we all have difficulties." Like, nigga, you ain't no fucking
We all on the
Miss
same
Cleo.
boat.
You know, because I seen it earlier. I'll take
It's funny.
That's why you need to be on the mic so everyone can hear this bullshit, not just us.
Shout out to Trip too, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, my dog
He
Trip
couldn't make it.
He couldn't. Oh, right. Terrible me, right?
Yeah.
Terrible host.
Nah.
Terrible host. Fired me. But no, shout out my dog
Mercury's
Trip.
and Gatorade.
He had some things to do, so he couldn't make it. But we have a fabulous fill-in.
I got some big shoes to fill.
He wears like a 9. You're good.
It might be like an 8.5.
You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Crazy.
So how was your week? A weekend? Anything
My
good
week
happen?
was good. I went to a pool party yesterday. So that was good.
Oh, that's why you got the pool party here.
Actually, no, that's not why.
All right. As a black woman with all this beautiful, luxurious hair, did you or did you not? And I'm going towards not get in the pool. Okay,
I
that
didn't
doesn't mean
get
you can't
in the pool. I just sat at the edge of the pool and dipped my feet. Nobody got in the pool. I don't know why black people do that, but
What is it? Black people. Because when it comes to these damn pools, I'll get in the pool. I just know my limit. I know that once I get towards that 5 feet,
I'm not
So-
finna pass that rope.
and it start getting a little tight. My chest start getting a little tight when I breathe. I'm like, all right, let me
listen,
slow down.
I'm 5'1", okay?
Yeah.
3 feet of water is half my body. Like,
No, you love the pool at my aunt's house because it's only 3 feet.
oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, I need that. Anything else, I'm drowning. I already can't swim, so.
But no, I'll get in the pool, no bullshit. But I I just know my limit. I just know once it was a little hard to breathe. I know I don't need to keep going.
Right. It's just, I don't know. It's a black thing.
Because it looks good on Instagram when you take a video of no one.
And it's not that you can't get in a pool. People just, I don't know. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you. I know I can't swim. And I know I can only do a certain amount of feet of water. So I just don't even bother. Because I'm not trying to embarrass myself and drown in front of everybody. But I don't know everybody else's excuses.
I say you go for it next time. Someone will save you.
Don't
First of all, can I tell you, I went to water country last summer with my niece and I
Did you go to the wave pool?
died.
You went to the wave pool, didn't you?
The slide like that drops you in that little pool.
Yeah, that shit's fine.
That shit is deep as hell.
Yep, I almost died too. No bullshit. Because dead ass. Because it comes out so fast. You come out so fast.
So fast. Yeah.
So you're like kind of treading the water, and then that bitch flipped over. But it happens simultaneously. Like it was all happening at once. So I'm just like, oh nigga, like I need to figure this out. Because you kind of can't tell up from down in that moment. So you got to like figure it out. But I mean, it probably wasn't that long. But in my mind, that shit was
last forever.
Nigga. But it was fun. I would do it again. But it was just like,
Not me. My eyes was closed. I couldn't see. Like
I really want to learn how to swim. My difficulty is like getting my head under the water. I don't like water in my ears.
Yeah.
I be getting like ear infections and shit. So I'll be like, nah, it's not worth it. But
I can swim.
No,
like
can't.
I can. I can swim in motion, but I can't tread water.
Yeah. See, I just knew that as soon as you said it, it wouldn't sound convincing. Because you was like, I can swim. Like it was you know what I mean? Like it was just the way you presented it.
There was a disclaimer.
Yeah, it was a disclaimer.
Nah, but it was like, I mean, it's like I just can't sit there and just be like floating and stuff.
If you can't do the swimming stuff, then you can't swim to me. I just don't. You know what I mean?
If I'm at one end of the pool, I can swim to the other end on top or under the water.
And at no point does your feet touch the floor.
Yeah.
I don't buy that. But
there's a meme on Facebook about this. Did y'all see it?
It's a thing.
So you can do this one.
Yeah.
But you can't float.
I can't just sit there and I'm like, I can, but it's not comfortably.
I could float all
I feel
day.
like I'll definitely drown.
That's all I can do.
I mean, I think I could do what you're doing. I mean, if you consider that swimming.
Yeah, like
I don't
get from one end to the other.
I feel like if you can't like dead man float and do like the real swimming shit, then you're like, I don't know. I feel like when black people say they can swim, like you said, there's a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Like I can swim,
But
it's never like, yeah, I can swim.
That's facts.
Nah, when Amara says she can swim, I believe her because she's like, of course I can swim. What's wrong with black people not swimming? That's why I hate black men. But
That's crazy.
But you know,
he got you on that one.
yeah. Listen, I invited you to be here. You didn't want to come, so that's what you. But anyway, how was your weekend?
It rained a lot.
Yeah,
it was cool though. I mean, I was in the crib, relaxing. I guess it was alright. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah, my weekend wasn't shit. I just did a little DoorDash, you know. But my aunt came down because she's promoting a book she wrote.
Oh, nice.
So and I'm a terrible person because I can't remember the exact name. It's don't do that. It's a bird can still fly with broken wings. Is discussing her trauma as like a kid and things like that.
Ooh.
Which we kind of like, you know.
She should come on one day and promote it and talk about it.
No, I mean that would be honestly dope, Auntie. If you would ever want to come on our podcast, we would love to have you, Dr. Chestnut. Yeah, my aunt has a doctorate.
Okay, okay, Auntie.
Yeah, but
Some applause.
Yeah, she tells about like all the struggles she went through, you know, when she used to be a gangster and all that stuff.
A gangster.
You know, she was in the streets
she
before
wasn't no pimp, was she?
Allegedly, I don't know. What kind of shit she was outside doing, but I just know she was outside. Yeah. You know, the 80s and the early 90s was a hell of a time. Let's just say that. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah. So we did that. It was a nice event, and yeah, it was pretty simple.
So,
But I think that's a good segue into what we're discussing, because part of what she discusses in the book is like kind of how a lot of her upbringing and her childhood trauma kind of affected her her adulthood, you know, her relationships and things like that. And I know our discussion today was kind of and give me the word because I don't want to say the ignorant word and I said earlier.
Creating broken homes, and also.
So when you use the word creating broken homes, what does a creation of a broken home look like? Like, are we being brought up in these homes? Like, how does that work?
I think it could be various things. And I think, because the other part of the topic was creating broken homes and the absence of a mother or father within said home. But I also think you could be very present and still have a broken home. Because a house is not necessarily a home.
Right.
So I think it could be different things. It doesn't always have to be that somebody's absent. You could be present and not present at all.
So what does a broken home look like? Because we're saying you could be present in a broken home. What does a present household that's broken look like?
I would say just having an unhealthy environment, a lot of trauma.
Yep.
Probably a lot of arguments, communicating. It could be drug abuse, alcoholism. Did I say that right this time?
You did.
Yeah. Give her for that. Because you definitely said that right.
It could be just an unhealthy environment, period. Where nobody feels safe or heard or anything that lacks peace within the home.
When you say, when I hear about broken homes, right? All right. Because, you know, we kind of think as the eras go on and generations go on, they get softer and softer.
Yeah.
And I would say that the Gen Zs and the Alphas are probably the softest baby shit. I know we're talking about broken homes, but how broken do you need to, like, how much do you need to fix this home? Because I feel like some of it, like, built character for some. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying, like, being belittled and all that shit is good. I'm saying some of the stuff that people would consider a broken home now, it's like, exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly that.
You mean like what the rappers be rapping about now?
Yeah, it's just like, you know, you got niggas like Juice WRLD, rest in peace. You know, he seems very troubled. And I was just like,
Google's definition of a broken home is a family in which the parents are divorced or separated. That's it.
Yeah, we don't like that.
I personally don't think.
I don't like that definition.
Because parents are not together, it makes a broken home or a broken situation. Because I feel like that's where co-parenting comes in.
Right.
But again, it has to be a healthy situation where both parties are willing to make the best of the situation.
Is that the only definition that comes up for that one? Out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Because I don't like it. I mean, obviously, that's the definition.
Yeah.
Because people be together and their home be broken as hell.
It's just like, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think I would need an article more than a direct definition. Because, you know, there's so much nuance there. It's like, yeah, you're not married, the home's broken. It's like
that's the only definition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think, yep. That's the only one. I guess it's, I mean, I get it. I think it does kind of start and end there. I think that what we're describing is more like just a toxic home.
Dysfunctional home?
Yeah, dysfunctional home. But I think broken home is like when the parents aren't together. Yeah, just aren't together anymore. So creating a broken home, I think, would probably be like us having children without the desire to actually raise those children
I was just gonna say
together with the other person.
There you go. So that's a great answer to that question.
Having multiple children all over the place, and they can't be an example. Because you can't give all your full attention. You can't give all your full attention when you have kids spread out everywhere.
That's a fact.
The irony that his last name's Cannon is hilarious.
That nigga don't miss.
Because that nigga is really outside. If anybody's outside, he's. I guess how does that? All right. Is it a broken home if you're present? It's still just
yes
because of the definition. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I would say yeah, because again, I got divorced. I got separated from my ex-wife when I think Michael was 7, maybe 7.
Mm-hmm.
That means Haley was 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe even like a little bit younger than that.
Your math is mathing today. Quick, sharp.
Was that good?
Yeah, good.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I remember it really affects the kids, like, for sure.
Yeah.
Even though I seen my kids every single day. So I would pick them up from school, bring them to get dinner, and then drop them off at home every single day. And it still was affected, like, my son's anger, how he behaved himself in school, all that stuff.
Is it affecting him because all right, let's just say if that wasn't his dynamic initially, and the dynamic that was the latter dynamic
Yeah.
was the dynamic that he was used to. Does that have an effect on the kids? Is it more healthy? And let's just say later on y'all moved in together, just for the sake of this conversation.
Yep.
But moving in, I'm just saying, like, I know that's a broken home, but I just feel like it's because there was one thing and then there was another thing.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel like that could work both ways, though, right? Where you kind of was co-parenting outside, and then you guys decide, let's try to move in together. Then you're arguing, and it's just not working. And now you're creating this toxic environment.
Right.
So that's why I argue against the definition of broken home. Because it's like, again, you're creating a broken home. And I don't think, like, necessarily just leaving is the only way to break it. Coming together could break it too. If you already separated. You feel what I'm saying? Am I making sense here? I don't know. I'm just trying to plead my case.
Because breaking it is like, it's not like a broken home is a noun.
Yeah, You're
using it more like a verb, breaking the actual home. Like, you can actually break the home while together.
Okay, that's fair.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's one way to look at it.
I like the way I'm looking at it, though. And I don't mind verbs.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Verbs are nice.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I like verbs. Nouns are cool, too. Especially these pronouns. That's another conversation for another day. So I can't help myself.
I know.
I really try, but it's just like it's right there, and I just have to get it out. But all right, so I'm assuming we've all. All right. Was I in a broken home? I was raised by my grandparents.
I would say so.
They were together the whole time. They never left. I'm just saying.
Got it. I see what you're saying.
I'm just confused.
But I think parents, I mean, I guess parents doesn't have to be defined by your actual biological mother and father, but.
See? Go ahead, come on, because you don't want to be on the mic, but you want to talk. Go ahead. This is why you should have stayed.
I think it has less to do with. I don't want to say it has. Well, yeah, it has less to do with who raised you, more so how you were raised. So it's more about the environment. That's how I'm looking at it. I don't know if you guys see that.
I look at more as an environmental thing too. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the house is healthy, because we're saying broken home, and it's like a house is not a home. And you watch Full House, that house was made up of a whole bunch of men. But that house wasn't broken. They hugged all the time. They loved each other. I'm just saying.
All right. Well, I mean, put yourself in a position, I guess. All right, you can, I'm sure.
I'll try my best.
I mean, did all of us come from broken homes? Everybody in here? Yeah.
My house was cracked a little bit.
I don't
know if it was broken. No, it was broken. I'm
pretty sure mine was broken.
Who am I lying to? So, where are we going with this?
I forgot.
Because I mean, that was going to be my next thing. Like, we've all come from broken homes from what I think you're explaining as a broken home and the actual pure definition of a broken home. I think we've experienced both.
Right.
I definitely lived in what we discuss as a dysfunctional home.
Do you suppose that you would rather the other way?
Here's my thing. How I guess I care more about how it affected me, right? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not expecting to be in a household where everyone gets along. There's never any disruption. It's just always like that. Just seems unrealistic to me. So I, like you said, alcoholism, abuse, domestic abuse, all that shit. That shit definitely still stays with me to this day. That's the stuff that affects me. But it's like, again, I feel like in today's age, if you niggas were arguing all the time,
right,
they'd be like, this is a broken home. It's like, no, bitch, I'm broke. This is a broken home because I'm broke in this home.
Facts.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I'm like taking it out on the kids or any, but it's just like, what? Like, how are you not gonna have a broken home in America unless you're fucking rich? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching.
Would you consider if there was so like my father passed, so it was just my mom, that would be considered a broken home still? I can imagine, even though it wasn't by divorce or
by default.
By default, sure, definition wise. But like, let's just say that your dad passed and your mom now lives with family members, and you guys as a team are building a healthy household. You know, the kids, you're building. Like, I mean, obviously this is not happening, but I'm just saying for the sake of the conversation,
for sure.
Like, you're putting away money for the kids, like, you know, like this is a very functional household. There may be the every argument here and there, you know, regular human being shit, but it's like, if that be the case, you lost your dad, you lost a parent, but you still lived in a very functional household, would you consider that household to be a broken household?
Yes.
By definition.
Yes.
And only by definition, I'd imagine.
Probably by definition and also by experience. Even if it was enjoyable to an extent, like if I was living with extended family, plus my mom, plus my siblings, plus my cousins or whatever else, like it would, I think it was like a bunch of broken homes came together and built a bigger broken home.
That's my problem with the definition. Yeah, because the definition seems very
vague.
Not even vague. It seems very 1960s house picket fence. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? It doesn't seem realistic.
So you feel like it doesn't fit this generation.
It just doesn't really like. It's not in alignment with who we are. Not just, and I don't
modern day.
Yeah, I don't even just do this as white, black, or whatever. Like the United States specifically, right? Where it's like all these different cultures are coming together, and it's like I'm not saying that you may not have to struggle or whatever, but it's like is struggling a broken home? I don't think struggling is a broken home. If you guys are collectively as a collective struggling collectively, but like the home's healthy, you don't feel. You know, like threatened or anything like that. I'm like, to me, that doesn't seem like a broken home. I think, I don't know, but again, because it's like more people here are trying to survive than they are thriving. Yeah. So it's like, I would guess like 70-80% of the homes are broken here by definition. Because even if you just say, for your sake of the conversation we just had, if your dad didn't pass, but that was still the dynamic, but he was in it. It was still the cousins, the aunts, would it be a broken home for you? No. Because your dad's present. Yep. Only because your dad's present. See what I mean? It just doesn't.
Yeah. No, I get it. I think that it's kind of cliche to an extent, right? Mother, father, children, dog.
It's just like it's very American. That's my thing. Yeah. And I just know that outside of America, that's just not how families or households present themselves. So that's why I don't really like the definition. Hey, if your mom's not here, you don't have a.
So outside of America, how would you?
Because, like, for instance, like
deem it
as far as again,
like culturally,
I think other cultures like Haitians and Africans and other people that they usually come in as a collective because it's more affordable and it's just like the more sensible thing to do. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Africans, because they be having kids all over the place.
I'm just saying
bad wives.
That part too, and I'm not saying that doesn't play a part in it. What I'm saying is, when it comes to like having households, it's like big households. It's not just like mom, dad, kids. Yeah,
right.
It's like mom, dad, kids, random uncle, cousins.
I think it's more so focused on the I guess tug of war for the children who are kind of torn between mom and dad.
Cause I
like even if we have like the other family, and let's just say, like, again, for me, growing up was fine to my knowledge. Like, I didn't even know I was supposed to have a dad till I was in like 3rd grade. Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing, awareness, right?
Yeah, I was like, yo, it's me and mom. That's it. Like, you know what I mean? But like, at the same time, it was like, once I got older,
I didn't know I was supposed to have a dad. That's crazy.
I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until I began going to friends' houses and seeing like their dad being
dynamic.
And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, I don't. I'm wondering, like, did I?
Like, bro, my grandfather you have a dad?
Was dad, bro.
My grandfather was present all the time, so it was just like, it wasn't necessarily a dad. Like, but I hear what you're saying. Like, I remember when I first met my dad, I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Because he was just so unpresent. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he was like available. He was like right down the street. It's like, you was really not fuck with me, nigga. Like, you right down the street. Like, and you don't visit? Like, goddamn. Because one day, like, I was just in the car and like, I don't know if it's just like a kid crying. Like, I was crying. I had no idea. I couldn't tell you to this day where I was. But, I grew up with a bunch of women. So they're just going to make it to the most. They're like, he misses his dad. I don't even know my dad. Why would I miss this nigga?
Shoot.
So they were like, yeah, let's introduce him to his father.
I don't miss that nigga.
And then I met this guy that's my dad. And my mom had me like stay the night. He bought me a jacket too small. And then like I just remember like him being in the room and me being in the living room, like listening to the Jam and 945. But it was like the worst experience. Like,
yeah.
Thinking back on it, it was the worst experience ever. But it was also in that moment the worst experience because it was like I could be at my cousin's house, like playing the game, like doing something I really want to do.
Right.
But y'all took it upon yourselves to create this weird dynamic. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. My mother really didn't want to do it. She just assumed that was the reason why I was crying. So yeah, I don't know. But like my house, I don't know to this day. I'm just like, why the fuck would you think that? I don't know my dad for me to miss him. Right. So, but when I got home to my grandparents and like, I felt like I was good again. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like the weirdness of like a broken home where your parents not present. Stay away, nigga. Like you're gonna break the home by being present. Just because of the way you presented yourself, I don't know.
Yeah. You could definitely do. Some people do more damage just by being around.
Yeah, like, it was just like it was bad. I was just like, yeah, this is not it. Thanks for the jacket. That's too small. Like even I knew that. I'm like, come on, bro.
I often struggle with that thought where it was like with my dad not being there. I'm like, I don't know if it was better or for worse, right? Like obviously I wouldn't know, and I didn't miss him because I didn't know him.
Right.
He died when I was 1, so I was like, whatever, right? But like growing up, I'm like, I wonder if I had a relationship with him, would it have been to my detriment or would it have been better for me growing up, right? Because I mean, the broken home thing, right? Like the one thing that I know that I deal with now, where like I feel like I have this dying need for attention, where it's like I never had someone be like, oh, like I'm proud of you, son. My mom was like, you know, like.
Yeah,
mom, this mom, like she always gonna say, "Oh, good job." I could have sucked for real, like, but like
she's still gonna say good job.
Yeah, being able to like kind of like prove to my dad something. I think I yearn for that, or maybe just that feeling.
I mean, for us women is similar, a little different, because we seek validation in any little thing that shows us interest. Or any type of love or whatever it is. Like for me, I didn't meet my dad till I got to this country. So for him to end up not being shit is like, oh wow. Now I've grown up. Yeah. I realized how much his absence played a part in my adulthood, because I'm just like, my early 20s up until now, I'm seeking validation from men or looking for that love I never got from my dad. And then I see people with their dads and I'm just like, why the hell I couldn't get that? Like, you know what I'm saying? It makes you feel like something's wrong with you. Like, what did I do as a child? Or why does he not ever want me? Like, it creates a lot of mental.
So let me ask you this, and this is for both of you guys. Would you rather have a present ain't shit dad, or have a dad that, you know, you heard that did fire shit but just wasn't present for whatever reason, passing away, whatever the case may be?
Yeah, probably the second one.
Yeah, you'd want a present not shit dad. That's the problem with women all the time. They always think they can change. I can fix them.
I think I do. I
can fix it.
I can see why. I think just having you there, even if you ain't shit, just knowing that you're there makes the hell of a difference. For women. I can't speak for men, but for, like, if I had my dad around, I'd be like, okay, cool. At least he's there. At least I can call him. At least he wants to talk to me or something, even if he ain't shit.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to define ain't
we deal with it even in men when we date.
Ain't shit.
I still want you around, even though you ain't shit.
When he is around, and this is for men, I won't say for women, but for men, he's beating your ass. He gives you any approval. Like, everything you do is like scolding on you. He beats your mom. He cheats on her. I mean, he ain't shit. He does all this shit ain't shit niggas do.
I like that definition of ain't shit. Because I feel
he said, now that you clarify for me, keep that nigga out of my house.
Yeah, I mean, there's different levels of ain't shit, so you definitely explained it.
Yeah, that's
funny. But no, I was going high on the spectrum of ain't shit.
That was
because then there's a level of ain't
that was
shit
like
where
God tier.
You got ain't shit fathers that just probably won't show up to shit, like your sports.
All right, so let me dim it down a little bit.
Okay, what is the
The other ain't shit dad?
No.
What?
That's not president. But it's not,
Oh no, I said the one that. Would you rather? You know.
doing fire shit. Like what type of fire shit? Like he's rich.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, he's like
City.
he like owns a construction company.
That's fucked up.
Why did you react
That's
like that?
fucked up.
Like it was your dad. Yeah, I wish I could see how she just reacted. But nah, like you know what I'm saying? Like the nigga live in Newton and like he own a construction company.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
My answer's beginning to waver because
Okay.
I'm still in like my dad's not there because he died.
no, I say or he died. Or that could be a
yeah.
thing too.
Okay, yeah.
But before
If
he
it's-
died,
if
he was
it's
that
that
guy.
one.
Yeah.
I'm choosing that over like the ain't shit dad. But if he's like, if he's like a couple like 15 miles away, but just not,
Fucking with you.
yeah, nah. I need
So
the
that's
ain't,
a different level. Of
I need the
shit.
ain't shit one that's still around somewhere. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you got dads who only halfway fuck with you.
I'm
You prefer nothing?
I don't know.
Or
I don't know.
that's a hard
Do
question.
you
to me.
prefer him to fuck with you a little bit?
My mom's ass is crazy.
Cause it's like I don't want you around whooping my ass.
Oh, nah, we gonna have to fight.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah, and I feel you.
that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like, I
nah,
don't want to
nah.
have to deal with that.
Wait.
I just feel like it's easier to get over knowing my dad is just like some ain't shit nigga that lives like
Where am I in age during this question? Is it like now 32?
Because the age matters.
If it's now like 32, yeah, like you,
I gotta
you can
move
be
the
somewhere.
goalposts.
Yeah, you can go.
all right.
But if it's like when I'm younger and I'm like,
so he
you know what I mean?
started he left your mom and got his new family
Yep.
when you was 7.
Yep. Yep.
Are you still gonna fuck with that?
He paint the pictures so good.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Potentially.
You're still gonna fuck with 7. He left you for how old? You 32?
Yeah.
So let's do the math. That's 20. He's never coming back.
Yeah.
So 23 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his name is Sydney for the
No, I said, can we use his name?
his dad's name.
Yeah, for like promotional reasons.
Oh,
What are we promoting?
what he
Ancient
promotes? The
dads?
nigga, only thing he does is like construct. He's not like a president or anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just has a good job, 6 figures. You know, he could take care of his kids if he wanted to, but you know, he didn't fuck with your mom for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And you know, basically, he's Brian McKnight.
So abandonment or
Huh?
abandonment or abuse?
Abandonment or abuse? I love. Yeah, simplistic. There you go.
Okay.
Abandonment or abuse?
Okay. I'll take abandonment for sure.
Abandonment.
Y'all don't make this easy.
I don't want it to be easy.
I don't know. I could do a little abuse. I've already been.
Yeah, shut your ass up.
I've already been abandoned. So
Oh, nah.
My goodness.
Oh,
you know what I'm
see?
saying? Like, give me something new, baby.
hey,
Make it
what did
entertaining.
What did I ask in the beginning of this pod? Are we gonna cry? She said, "Listen, I've already been abandoned. I'll do a little abuse. Is
Listen,
crazy."
At this point,
I don't even know how to really respond to that. I think the fact that you're serious, we should kind of dig into. Can you make sense of that for me? Because I don't know if this is a man
it's
woman
a different type of. I don't want to say
No,
pain,
because
but
I just feel
it's
like
a different thing.
saying
I
that-
haven't.
Saying that just makes me understand why there's so many abusive relationships. And I don't mean, I'm not saying this to judge you, but I
Yeah.
just totally understand.
The void is like beating yourself up within itself. You're gonna put yourself through so much trauma trying to feed that.
Because y'all want to fix shit all the time. That's your problem. No. I just feel like I know things that I can't fix and I know things that I can't fix. I'm really good with computers. I'm pretty good with them, right? So I'll try to do that myself. Jailbreak, something like that, fine. But if the toilet broke or the tub broke,
You gonna call
I'm
somebody?
calling someone else.
Yeah, facts. That was a good one.
No, I just said I don't. What I know how to fix, I'm gonna stick to. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Stick to what
y'all
he knows.
can't fix everything.
No, see, all right. So here's the thing. This is what I learned from like I be watching this show on HBO Max called Evil Lives Here.
Wow,
And-
niggas don't never put us on in those shows.
Nah, it's fire.
We appreciate
so,
you.
but what they like a lot of the times it's women being abused by their husbands or by their spouse and whatever. But in the beginning, he's the best person that has ever walked the planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? So like they kind of become attached to that idea, to that like version of them. Right. So when they turn for the worst, it's almost like it's not them trying to change. It's just they're holding on to what was, right? As opposed to trying to change it. Like, oh, I can change him. Oh, I can fix it. It's just like something's wrong. He wasn't like that.
Why do we get caught in that? And I know we're kind of getting way off of a topic of what we're initially talking about, but why it kind of got us here.
Yeah.
Why do we live in? Why are the golden years so important to us versus creating better or more golden years? Because I like that was one thing I deal with like my older like family members. They always talk about back in 1979, I was one of the motherfuckers. Like, no one cares. You can barely walk now. Like that shit is not what you are anymore.
You know what? As somebody who has tried the family thing, like being married and stuff like that. Like there was a lot of years of just trying to make it work, even though it was strenuous and tiring and stressful and.
How long do you try to like? Because I'm sure you see it, right? Like this shit ain't working. Right. How long do you try before you say, I can't fix it?
Right.
How long? Like, is there a cutoff period or like what do you gotta see? And I've been here. I've been in that very seat, as we all been in, where it's just like I knew this months ago, like or years ago, and I'm still here. And I think for me, speaking for myself, is because I was so like used to like. I'm a runner. I'm a track star. I'm out. Like I'm not staying. Like this shit's stupid.
You know what? I learned. I learned the opposite. So we're talking about like abusive like households and stuff like that. Like I grew up in an abusive household,
right,
where there was a lot of domestic violence. So like, and I've seen her stay.
But why?
I don't know.
And it's like no judgment towards that person. I really just want to understand what makes you stay. Like. I mean, I don't know, because I'll give you I'll say this, right? Have you ever got beat up by somebody and became their friend?
Yes.
My mama.
Well, no.
Whoop my ass.
Not beat up, but I've gotten into fights and I became their friend.
So there was this, I don't remember their names. This is a long time ago. It was this kid. And he just thought he was so tough. So he's coming at me and it was like, you remember those like the cars that you can kind of like drive in and the Fisher Price shits?
Yep.
So he's playing in that. Long story short, I wound up whooping his ass and hitting him with the shit. So he goes to get his brother who's about 2-3 years older. When I tell you, I don't know if this nigga was a martial artist. I don't know what the fuck he was. But he was whooping my ass. Like, I could not, like, get a hit on this nigga for some reason. And it was pissing me off more because it's like, bro, at this point, I don't give a fuck about losing. Right. I just want to hit this nigga. One good time, I socked this nigga in the jaw or something. Like, no, I didn't get nothing. This nigga was.
What was he doing that you couldn't hit him?
I don't know, nigga. I felt like, when niggas be like, I was like, am I fighting like that like now? Like, what's happening? Like, why am I not getting through? Like, I just whooped this nigga's ass, but this nigga is like untouchable.
He was 4 years older.
But bro, that's not, you know what I mean? Like, that's not crazy.
You
like,
can't win them all.
He might have had that reach over you.
I'm cool with losing. I just really wanted to hit the nigga. I really wanted to hit the nigga. But anyway, I say all that to say, we became way like mad cool like later on in life.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was or whatever the case may be, but yeah.
He has to whoop your ass for y'all to be friends. That's crazy.
I mean, we could have been friends without that. I mean, at the end of the day, he was protecting his brother. Respect. But
right.
Damn, I wish I was.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with nobody who whooped my ass.
But
outside of my mom.
But I say all that to say, why do women stay? And not even all why do women, because men be getting their ass beat.
Yeah, we quiet about it because we embarrassed.
We stay for love.
It's a high from the lows. It's addictive. It's like a drug.
It's not. It's also
really bad.
Yeah.
It gets really good after that. They're on their best behavior. They give you a kid.
And we feed off of the good times instead of counting.
So y'all just be getting gaslit and y'all don't even know it. No. The crazy thing is y'all do know it.
Yeah, you know it.
Which is the crazier part.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing.
Yeah.
You're fighting yourself.
It's a lack of your self-worth too, not knowing that you deserve better or thinking that you deserve better. Well, sometimes you know it, but you just so addicted to that person.
Yeah, and you're just holding on to the image of them being better. Like they were better before.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
You know what I mean?
So getting back to like child. All right. So do you think no? Because I mean, I'm kind of glad we're gliding through this, but like, is that something that you you see and you do? Like, do you think that in a healthy household, not broken, that you still fall into those traps as an adult? Is it something that you have to be taught, or is it something that you visually see and you're just like, yeah, I'm not with this because I didn't see this growing up?
Nah, I fall into the traps.
You still think no matter how good the household, you can still fall into those?
Coming from a 2-parent household and everything?
Yeah. I mean, even down to like just our like what we're willing to tolerate within relationships.
Right.
Hanging on, holding on to the relationship to like the very end.
Because I remember we had bro on, was it Boogie? And he was saying like, if a shorty like ever hit me, like I'm leaving, like you know what I mean? And I said I don't want to judge people off the worst version of themselves. He's like, no, you should. But it's like, what do y'all feel about that? Do you feel like you should like judge somebody off of their worst? I mean, not saying like you shouldn't hold someone accountable for what they're doing, but like, should you be like, yo, I can't fuck with you because you did this terrible ass thing
when you were feeling when you were at your lowest?
When you say it's a terrible ass thing, you're speaking of just somebody putting hands on you?
No, it could be anything. It's just anything. Just like whatever it is, it's like it was the worst version of yourself. It wasn't somebody. It wasn't your usual self. It was yourself at your worst, and you did this thing.
I think it depends on how bad that thing is. Yeah. But I also, to kind of like make it synonymous with it, I hate when people say things like, "Oh, now I know your true colors." When in all actuality,
it's like, nigga, it's the first time I ever did this.
First time this has ever happened. Right. My true colors is what you see all the time.
Right.
But if they show you, you got to believe them. That's another thing too.
But let's just say that somebody has shown you 100% or 98% of amazing.
Yeah.
I got
2% of not amazing. And somehow that 2% is my true colors. That's interesting. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
This is how the cookie crumbles.
I like the way you presented that, but those 2% have to be counted, right? And here's the thing. How often is this 2% showing up, right? I ain't never seen this 2% before.
Right.
Now all of a sudden I done knocked this bitch across her head.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing this shit every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Facts. No, it's fact.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't think
give a nigga an inch, he take a yard.
And that's what I'm saying. Now all of a sudden we miles out. And you got CTE all of a sudden because I've been putting it on you. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's because to his point, he's like, oh, I don't like when you saying see your true colors. I kind of argue against that because, again, either you do that or you don't. And if you did it, the likelihood of you doing it again is more likely than you not doing it again. To me. Would you disagree?
I think it depends.
I think most people are habitual offenders to some degree.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. I think that if you did it once, you'll do it again. It doesn't have to be in a span of 2 or 3 weeks, like I said.
Right.
It could be in a span of, hey, every 6 months, a year. But again, and then you made the comment, it depends on what it is.
Yeah.
So the more serious it is, it doesn't matter the wider the gap.
Right.
If you did it every year, it's still a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
unless you're willing to change that problem, communicate it. If you love that person, then it shouldn't be an issue to change your behavior.
Right.
Yeah. But I do hear you. I do hate now you see your true colors because it's like, why are you identifying the bad thing as my true colors?
No, right.
That's my issue.
Right.
It's like the 98% of the good shit is also my true colors. And you never said, wow, those beautiful flowers. Now I see your true colors. Wow, look at this car. Everybody gets a car. That's your true colors. It's not until you was fucking spitting on me and I popped you in the head and you're like, now I see your true colors.
Right.
It's like, bitch, what about your colors? You just spit in my face.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we're not talking about my colors right now, motherfucker.
So I totally get what you're saying, but yeah, so that was me kind of be in the middle with it. But yeah, I don't argue against that phrase, but I do feel like there's room for that phrase to be broadened.
No, for sure.
Because I have a lot of true colors. When I pick your ass up and I'm 5 minutes early for work, true colors, never late, punctuality, baby. So yeah,
that's a fact.
With that.
That's a fact. I think that the trauma definitely, from what we've seen, I think the original question was what creating broken homes.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of derives from like if we were even a part of a broken home and then how we see ourselves creating those homes. Like are we creating homes that aren't broken? You know what I mean? Like and how do we do that?
Yeah, and I just don't think that because you're because your house is whole that is not broken.
Yeah.
I just don't see it because there's two parents, kids. It could be hell in that fucking house.
Exactly.
And I think that's a broken home just as well as if the dad left. Maybe the dad left, fixed the home. Maybe
and sometimes it's not always the dad.
Yeah.
Mothers.
No, I said mom too. Yeah.
Because people love to just blame men. No.
Yeah.
You could be an ain't shit mom. For real, for real.
No, I mean, and again, it's definitely one of those trickle down things where it's like, how did you get here? Where does your anger come from? The way you navigate and see life and the way you're teaching your kids, where did that stem from?
Yeah.
I just I'm looking at my household was very, very like it was my grandparents and then whatever, my grandparents had 11 kids. So there was a lot of aunts and uncles.
Damn, they was fucking, huh?
In the 1920s and 30s during that Great Depression, they had much else to do.
Let's go.
It was like, you might as well fucking get over with. But that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of children.
That is a lot of kids.
A lot of fucking.
As in, when I was growing up, like my uncles were there. Well, not so much my uncles, my aunts. My uncles was somewhere else where they didn't need to be. But like it never felt broken. I think the broken parts of the home for me were the things that you discussed earlier, like the more verbal abuse. There wasn't much domestic abuse in if anything, my granddad was probably getting domestically abused. My grandmother didn't play that shit.
My type of lady.
No, but the thing is, like,
crazy.
My grandfather was so like non-confrontational. Like he'd get there, but you'd have to really get him there. And my grandmother could get him there.
Oh yeah,
she could get him there. She's like, oh, you ain't.
She know what button to push.
Yeah, she knew it. She's like, nigga, I'm gonna push every button here, and we're gonna figure out which one's gonna turn you up. But like, no, for the most part, my grandfather was very nonchalant. But when he did get there, it made the house very uncomfortable because he was like very chill. But when he got loud, it was like,
explosion.
It was very loud.
Yeah,
and he'd be like, I ain't in the mood, Louise. Yeah, because they didn't never call each other. So my grandmother called my granddad daddy, which is weird. And now that I'm thinking about it, that was just. But we never thought about.
She called her husband daddy.
Daddy,
that ain't weird. Bitches do that all the time.
But she's called him
in front of the children.
But the way she called him that, like everybody called him daddy, like that was his nickname. So
yeah.
But whenever he was in trouble, or he pissed on the toilet, he did something. You'll hear, John, come here, and I'm like, oh shit, he didn't do something because he didn't say his first name. My grandfather called her Louise all the time, but it's how he said it, depending on where we were going with it. But I was just like, you get so used to that shit. It's like, what is a broken home? I never felt uncomfortable in my home really until my mom. My mom, she was again, when she was around, shit was kind of a little off because she was a very strong woman, and she didn't take much shit. So, the stuff that I wouldn't say my grandparents let slide, but it's like my mother just seen me as a problem. Anything I did as a problem. Like I remember one time, and this was a problem. I probably should have did this. I was playing with a lighter, matches, and I burnt my finger and I dropped it on the rug.
That's what the fuck you get.
Yeah. But because I was kind of like scared of my mother. My mother was a very like. There's women that fight like this. Nah, my mother would box you like she was Mike Tyson. Like, But anyway, the story was like I burnt the rug. My cousin, he snitched on me, so she seen it. She's like, I'm about to go to the store. And I'm gonna beat your ass when I get back. So I'm over here, just crying. To the point when she comes back, she's like, what the fuck you crying about? If I stop crying, no ass whooping. She's like, oh yeah, you burnt my goddamn rug. By that time, I already had cleaned it up. The rug was good. It was no more burn. If I just stopped fucking crying,
you would have been good.
I'd have been good. But it was mostly my mother where it was just like, all right, I'm being disciplined in a way that's a little bit more fit. Like my grandmother would just like pop me with syllables. Nigga, shut the fuck up and stop talking. And it was just like, all right, then I'm good. Not my mother. My mother was very strong.
Got you against the ropes.
Yeah, very like, she's I'm not fucking around. So she made me scared. But again, I don't know if that was, I guess that was a broken home. And you get so much trauma in your life, it's like, you don't even know what a broken home looks like.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer a little abuse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm numb to a lot of things. Saying.
It's so funny because I understand it. I don't want to understand it because it sounds crazy, but it's like, at least you're present, right? At least you're present. And maybe, because here's the thing, like I did a lot growing up to avoid getting my ass beat, right? So it's like, at least you're here, and all I got to do is stay out the way, and then maybe you won't beat my ass. Versus you fucking thriving down the street. It's like, I don't even know which one I would pick. To go back to the question, would I want the thriving dad that I don't see, or the ain't shit dad that's in the crib?
Or would you have rather you had the best ideal, version of the story, where you had, your dad worked really hard, came home, played ball with you in the yard.
Of course, I'd want that one. Who would want that one?
Right. Well, so I think, but that is essentially, granted, America's idea of home, right?
Yeah.
But that is essentially like what we all want, we all desired at some point. So I think anything apart from that is kind of broken.
I don't think I desired it. It just sounded good, right? Where it's just like,
yeah.
I'll give an example, right? I always wanted to go to Japan. I don't necessarily desire to go to Japan, meaning that if it never happens, I'll be totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I look at. Well, it never happened, right? Dad died, he's gone, so that rekindle is never happening. But,
Right.
I never desired it because, like you said, I didn't even know it was missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's hard to miss what you haven't had.
Yeah.
So it's like,
shout out to Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
It's just I never. Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
I just never had that. Like my granddad was present. You know what I mean? I missed the hell out of him. If I could have him back, that would be cool. But it's like,
yes,
yeah, ignorance is absolutely bliss.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because again, like when my mom opened up that opportunity for me to meet my dad, my ignorance was no longer blissful. I knew this nigga, and I wasn't feeling it.
So imagine that you had a dad that was doing so well, and you're not ignorant, but you just see him every day, but he just don't talk to you.
Excuse me.
I think I could deal with that.
No, you just said.
What? What did I say?
You just said that your ignorance kind of like went out the window when you met your dad. It's like you know that he's your dad. So it's like,
Yeah, but again, it's not like I had a desire once I met my dad to make it better. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that would be the same thing. Knowing my dad ain't shit and that he lives, I'm not
saying, what if he was shit?
Shit for me or shit in general.
The shit in general.
Yeah, if he was the shit in general, I would probably be pissed. Like, but I'm not gonna go out of my way like to deal with a nigga that don't want to deal with me. That's crazy.
You and a child.
Pride doesn't
Especially
work like
you
that.
being a child.
Support.
Yeah, no, I got that.
Just
But
send
now that you say that, right? Because when we have the grief topic, you're saying you want to go out of your way. But now I feel like as adults, people want us to go out of the way to mend something that we didn't break.
I feel like in a situation where we had the discussion with grief and mother-daughter dynamics, I think that was different because you have relationships with your parent. It's just
Right.
not a good one. If I had no relationship with this man, but I knew he was doing well, it would just be a nigga I knew was doing well I didn't have a relationship with. I would not try to mend something that was never... I can't mend something that was never broken to be mended in the first place.
No, it's facts.
It was never a presence. He was never a presence.
Yeah.
So what am I mending? Like, I'm not going to miss something that I never had, again, to your point.
No, facts.
Whereas for you, if you had an issue with your mom and you want that to be better because, again, you're very present in your mother's life or vice versa, or y'all are very present, it's just not always healthy, that seems a little bit more worth working on.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I get your POV. I just feel like, okay, case in point, let's say, like, children who are adopted, right?
Yeah.
And they end up going to seek out whoever their parents are. Even though they don't know them, they never had a relationship with them. Can you say that, quote unquote, they can't miss something that they didn't have?
That's a great point, right?
Yeah,
so I
it's
watched a
great.
show called This Is Us, and it's literally that, right?
Yeah.
Where the character Randall was adopted.
Yep.
So they dropped him off at a fire station. He gets adopted by this white family. But he's dying to know his parents. I think the dynamic there is because his parents who adopted him are white, and he was always outcast
different,
as
yeah.
a black person. Now, if he was adopted to a white family, how much would he look for his parents? Not to say that your place is irrelevant, your point is irrelevant, but I guess the nuance is why are you looking for your missing parent? Is it because you miss them, or is it because there's a disconnect between the people you're with and your actual parent?
It might be a
It
little
could be
bit of both.
curiosity, sure.
Yeah,
for
I was
sure.
going to say, I think it's a bit of curiosity and closure or answers. Because
Yeah.
I think just knowing that I might have belonged to somebody and I no longer am with them, I want to know why.
That's fair. I wouldn't argue that. I just don't. And I don't know. Maybe I just am a very grumpy old man that just is like kind of
Yeah, you are.
dealing with shit as it goes, and it's like, why put in effort for something that?
That's trauma.
Yeah, of course. I'm not here to deny that it's trauma, but it's
You
just
putting
like,
in the effort because you want a better outcome than the one that you have.
but it's like, how do you put off that effort and you make a worse outcome than you already had? It's like, nigga, I could have been fine.
Yeah.
But I
without
mean,
this.
Yeah.
niggas say plastic cup,
Shit,
empty.
empty. I'm with you, but I'm just saying, like, I'm totally with the pro optimism. Let's go, yeah, let's, you know. But it's just like, where the fuck was you at? You had me, nigga. I didn't have you. So why am I going out of my way? You fine, I'm fine. Unless we gonna meet up and you that rich nigga that we talking about, you gonna give me some bread.
Oh, I'm gonna need that
I mean,
bread.
but
I'm gonna need a
thin
bread.
line between going out your way and then healing. Like, at what point do you stop saying that you're going out of your way when you just really want answers and you want to
But that's
heal
the thing.
from that trauma?
See, I'm biased in this space because I don't feel the.
But I feel like you have the answers, don't you?
What, with my dad? I mean, I know of my dad one day and what my mother tells me, and I'm sure there's more to him than that. But I was never curious enough to care. I just didn't care. Like, it's like, nigga, give me a reason to care. And if you don't give me a reason, I don't really have, you know. I'm not, like, to your point, it's like there are those people that have that curiosity.
Yeah.
I never had that curiosity because even though I didn't have my dad, I had my granddad who was like the coolest dude in the world. So it was like, fuck
same.
this guy. He doesn't even want to be here. This guy loves the shit out of me. So it's like, you know what I mean? I guess
So if you did,
if I didn't have my grandfather, I can't speak on that because I did. But if I didn't, I would imagine I would be intrigued to some degree to find some type of.
It sounds like you have no detachment issues now in your adulthood. Because of
You
that.
know what's funny? You say that. Like my brother, my boy Lakim, he says that all the time about me. Like, yo, bro, like the way you just navigate through life is just like crazy. Like,
I commend you. I wish I was like that.
it's just like you
wish
know
I
you're
was
gonna
too.
die at
I
some
hold
point.
on
I know
to
this is mad morbid. I know this is mad morbid, and we're getting away from the topic again. But I know we're gonna die at some point, and it's like I'd rather spend my time trying to create memories I'm in control of than to chase things that I don't have control of. Like in the sense of, oh, let me go try to mend a family member relationship. Like I haven't talked to my aunt in years. I just seen her the other day on Wednesday, actually, for the first time in years where we actually spoke and had a conversation. And I only did that because of the space we were in. But
Niggas, I would have never talked to that bitch.
I'm totally no, I don't, because it's just like, you know, I think she crossed a few lines that like she's never addressed, and I'm in a space in my life where it's like,
You didn't address them either, because again, you dissociate yourself.
Well, let me clarify. When I tried to address them, her response was very ignorant and it wasn't very receptive. So it was a conversation that wasn't going to. It wasn't a conversation.
It wasn't going nowhere.
Yeah, it wasn't going anywhere, and she was disrespectful. So it's just like, I don't want to deal with disrespectful people, because again, if you do it once, you do it again. You are who you are. You showed your true colors. Right. I know you have. So it's like again, to your point, it's like, how much do you bring to my life? You missing in my life for several years changed nothing in my life that was detrimental. And I know that sounds crazy because like that's a family member, but it's like I think
sometimes you just gotta be like, fuck you, auntie.
I did that.
Family or not.
And I think I'm better off for it. Isn't that crazy? Because again, I feel like the more relationships you have with people, the more you know a person, it's easy. It's yeah, that's the thing. The family is the people you don't choose, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, nigga, I already didn't choose you, and you're giving me even more of a reason,
Right.
to get the fuck away from
with
you. Like, yeah, it's just like I just can't get with it.
Right.
And
Walk right
again,
by you
that's
at the cookout.
again, that's like maybe the broken homes, and I think broken homes to me is a little bit more wider because again, my family was so large, so it's like. I think broken homes was when, like, my mom and my aunt wouldn't speak, and now I can't stay the night at my cousin's house because my mother and my aunt aren't speaking. Even though it had nothing to do with me and my cousin. For me, that was more of a broken home situation for me because it's like,
it affected you in a way.
yeah, I'm like, I can't see my cousin no more, and I have to hear my mother speaking in third person.
So imagine
Mad subliminals.
Right.
imagine that dynamic between a mother and a father. Just imagine that, like it being like your mom and your dad are going through it,
and then they.
So now, like the child feels like they're torn in between the two.
Yeah.
I love my dad, but mom said I can't go. Do I now resent mom? Like how does that relationship, like, you know what I mean? Like, or
For me, and I think this is also with friends too, that's on y'all. My name Paul. That's between y'all.
yeah.
I know, and I know it's not that easy, but it's
As a kid, it's
definitely not that easy.
Yeah.
But thinking as an adult, like, you know, you ever have friends where it's like these friends don't get along, but I've known you niggas really long.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously I'm not gonna like hang out with you guys as
Together.
a collective.
Yeah.
But
I'll chill with you,
and I still fuck with you.
Yeah.
When we're together, your name's not brought up, I don't allow it, and vice versa.
Right.
It's just, I'm sorry, who would say that?
Not allowed to what?
Oh yeah, that's true. If you're not allowed to see, so the family breaks up, the dad dynamic, he moves out or whatever, and now your mom is not allowing you to see your dad, and I think that goes on more than
Lord.
I think
Better
those
baby
are
mamas.
really the difficult ones, right? Where it's like, how the fuck, as a kid, I have no. I'm super helpless in this situation. Because even with my mom and my aunt, it's like they live right across the street from each other. I could have broke the rules, but it's like, nah, she said what she said.
Right. Facts.
Fuck your auntie.
That's definitely tough.
Yeah, no. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, I believe that. Like, you should have got on the mic because you had a lot to say, and I think it was very. But you could have said it on the mic, so they could have heard you.
Statements, questions,
Shut up, Amar. So what do you think is more detrimental? And I feel like this is gonna be hard to answer. Nah. Okay, would you rather? Would you rather, if the house was broken, it was you were living with your dad or living with your mom?
I couldn't answer that.
My daddy didn't want me, so.
Oh my God.
I really wish.
I mean, like, I didn't have much of a choice.
Let's just say.
All I keep seeing is the Fresh Prince episode.
When I asked
why
this
he don't want
question,
me, man?
just on the ideology of what a dad is to a parent or to a child and what a mom is to a child, which one do you think is more detrimental?
Can I be honest with you?
I don't think it makes a difference.
As a father, if I had a dad, I think I'd probably go with my dad.
Based on just what you
based on how I am as a dad.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's a stigma, is that the right word? Where like moms are like the patient ones.
Where they at? Where they at?
That's just what I'm like. He can't handle that. Like, kids gonna drive him crazy.
I think dad's more understanding.
What? We be having no
patient.
blast.
Huh?
Especially the black men, huh? Because you hate us.
They're more playful, especially with kids. I feel like they're more
When I think of a black dad, I always think of Boys in the Hood, and I think of Lawrence Fishburne with Cuba Gooding Jr. I need that kind of dad. I know he was rough and tough, but he seemed like he gets you to where you needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't need no dad that's jokey.
I think
him or like a Morgan Freeman.
Nah, you talking about like lean on me?
Lean on me?
No.
See, I think that I would much rather have a dad that I could relate to on like an emotional, side, and also have fun with, and also be disciplined by.
No,
whereas for me, like I was raised by my mom primarily, only, and she had to be, nurturer and disciplinarian.
Right.
And I feel like she had the disciplinarian part all wrong.
I think most times
it's a lot of pressure though.
Right, because she had two young boys, before my sister was born, where it was in her mind it was like yo, I have to make sure that they're good. So it's like, just very militant, but it was like, I feel like if I had a dad, it wouldn't even been like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, because I had a granddad, so he was older, so right, like he was present, but it's like not in a way where he's like yo, I'm gonna take you on this drive and put you on some shit. So I mean, there is I guess a curious space there where it's like, I wonder what that would have been like.
Yeah,
and I would have wished that maybe my uncles would have filled that space. They didn't. They were home. So yeah, I guess. I wonder what I would choose if I had to choose between my grandmother and grandfather. If I wanted to be disciplined, and I feel like this, both of them were present, but as they are both deceased now, I've navigated through life better with the teachings of my grandmother than my granddad. You know what I mean? Like, she was just kind of the person that was just like doing. Yeah. Like, my granddad was present, don't get me wrong, but it was like my grandmother was the disciplinarian. Hey, don't do this. So there's a lot of stuff that I remember. Yeah. Where my granddad was like the cool one. Like, when I remember one time I moved out of my grandmother's house and moved with my granddad because they were going through their own little thing, and it was a fucking blast. I was like, this is awesome. Yeah. No, this is lit. Nobody's yelling and screaming.
Well, he got tired of Louise.
Yeah, he got tired of Louise. Yeah, I mean, they obviously got back together, but yeah, he was tired of her for a little bit. He's like, I need some space, and I honestly think that's one of the most healthiest things. I know you don't agree with that, but I think there's no way that you're like 52 years they were together. I need a break. I need a little break.
Why the break can't just consist of like you go in one room or your little man cave?
That didn't work.
Because I feel like that leaves
because
so
guess
much.
What? My grandmother opening the door and we're having a conversation.
Because she wasn't in agreement.
Okay, so,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, all things outside of Louise.
Shout out Grandma. I miss you
feel
dearly.
like when couples, particularly separate, that leaves so much room for other things like infidelity or sneakiness or why you can't just take the space.
I hear you, but I feel
even if it's like a couple days, you guys just need to be separate in separate rooms or something.
Yeah, I ain't never been married for 52 years. I'm trying to tell you.
I get it. I get it.
I tell you, them 2 days ain't shit. He's like,
that's funny.
I need a break.
That's real though.
So at that point, is that where marriage counseling comes in, you think? Right?
Yeah.
And how do you fix a broken home, right?
Because sometimes it's not even a broken home. Sometimes you're just arguing because he left the cap off the toothpaste and you guys are just nitpicking that.
Yeah, I don't consider that broken. I consider the things you name: alcoholism, domestic abuse.
And I said it right.
Right. You did say that right.
You did.
I think all of those things that, again, whether your parents or both parents are there or not, if those things are present in the household, I feel like your house is broken. So if you have two parents, right, in your scenario, but they are in a space where one of them is an alcoholic or a drug addict or what have you.
Yep.
Are you breaking the home by separating, or are you fixing it? If shit's just bad with them both being present.
I think the issue is that a lot of times we don't seek actual help, right? So let's say that I was the alcoholic father. I wouldn't want my spouse to leave me. I think that I would want the support and obviously going into a not therapy but rehab. Yeah, like a rehab, and getting clean and doing all the things that it would take to maintain that home. I think at some point it's breaking.
So that's
not broken.
That's your space as the alcoholic?
Yeah.
How do you think the person that is on the receiving end of your alcoholism feels?
I don't know how they feel.
Or how do you think they would process your acts, right? If you're doing violent acts, whatever, because you lit.
Yeah. Or just stumbling around, or just spending an excessive amount of money on alcohol and drunk driving, crashing the car, and it doesn't have to actually physically harm my spouse or whatever. It can just be that I'm costing
but it's
our family.
It's disrupting the household. Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It could be anything like gambling, selling the house.
Yeah.
Nobody knows about it.
Right. No, exactly. Right.
Selling the house and nobody knows about it is absolutely absurd.
Gambling the house. Listen, people put all type of things up for collateral.
That's a fact.
Nah, because if a nigga knocked on my door and I'm the landlord and the nigga looking for some bread for my house, what are we doing? What's happening?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
That's craziness.
Nah, let me come in. You want some coffee, nigga? Because we
But
gotta talk.
but I think that if that's the situation, like I would want, and I'm eagerly seeking help. I'm not like, just like, yo, take me back. But like, no, I'm actually gonna go in.
Yeah, I mean, I think in those situations, like that's worth it, right? But it's just like you're just comfortable in your skin, and you're like, it's like somebody,
You're part of the problem.
You gotta go. You gotta go. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, this is who I am.
That's it. And there's a lot of who I am ass niggas out here.
That's a fact.
And they're like, what's the problem? All I do is drink a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't like a nigga that's lit?
I know a few.
Yeah, women too.
Yeah. And
That's a
Like
fact.
you were saying last week, you ever met a female that talks to a nigga any type of way and she don't know why?
Oh yeah, no, it's a fact.
She's just like this.
Yeah. Yep.
Cause I'm a Leo. Like
see, I give you grace as a Taurus. Everybody gets one. Don't do it again. It's two Leos up here, by the way.
Oh, you did say that. I don't like that.
Yeah. Play it safe, sister.
fine, Gemini.
There you
Jesus.
go.
Like
Look, Brandon's Gemini.
my bad, Brandon.
You don't fuck with no one in here. She's like, fuck every nigga in here.
I'm just naming signs except for mine.
You gotta name another one. She's like, I don't like you niggas.
No, that's crazy.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, broken homes for me is just, I just feel like it's hard to, from what I know about growing up and what I know the idea of what does a healthy home look like for real? Like,
oh man, it's beautiful.
Love, lots of love. I want to be. When you was asking about what we would choose, like, in terms of mom or dad, I just want to be wherever the love is at. I don't give a fuck who it's coming from. Yeah. But that's just my trauma, though, and that's how I view things. I'm
not mad at that, though. I'm not mad at that. I think if you are in a space where it's like, nigga, growing up, it wasn't easy, and I was questioning if I was even accepted in this family, and I'm going somewhere where they fuck with me, I'm on the way.
In there, like somewhere.
My bag,
yeah, I'm on the way. But no, I mean, I think it would be interesting to, and I think that's the reason why I probably picked my granddad, even though my grandmother gave me tough love. Nigga, that shit's exhausting. Like sometimes I just
need a hug.
Yeah, like I just need
that's
to
what
chill.
I got my entire childhood was tough love.
Yeah, tough love, and it's just like, for me, tough love was always questionable. It's like, do you fuck with me for real?
Yeah. See, now that I'm grown, I look back and I'm like, like my mom did a great job,
too,
right?
back.
Yeah, looking back, but in that moment, I definitely made a little like a little card that said "No moms allowed" in my room. No moms allowed. I put it under my bed. I put it under my bed where she couldn't see it. Bro, because I was pissed, bro. Like,
no moms allowed is crazy.
No, I'm not. Listen,
bro, we couldn't even make
Tupac?
noise.
Somebody cute and play Tupac.
No,
for real.
I'm not mad at that because again, growing up was the same for me. Like, I love my grandmother, and looking back, and I think again, our trauma and knowing that they now have been through trauma. When we look back, we only think about the good part. We can talk about the bad part because we're kind of forced to, but we don't look back like, wow, that was terrible.
Yeah, that's fact. Yeah,
but
facts.
Yeah, I'd probably go with the dad, my granddad.
Man,
because that's where I'm at with it.
I'm gonna be with whoever's dad. Word.
not with whoever's dad is crazy.
Just saying, I'm where the love is at.
Do we want to touch any more on this before we close?
No,
because that was crazy.
I'm gonna be with whoever dad.
Because at this point, I don't even know if we're talking about house broken. I think you're breaking the home. Alicia
That's
Keys,
crazy.
Relax.
Wow.
Oh, Alicia.
Yeah. But
hey,
yo,
did she really break up the home? Because I'm hearing different things.
Nah.
Yeah, I feel like did she do that?
I heard they was already separated.
I feel like they was already seperated and niggas was hating.
Find out next time.
They was happy
on the next episode.
She told the story. She was like, we got separated after that.
Who told the story?
And I bet you the only person that's seen the episode.
She was on the show.
Send me the link.
Oh yeah, no, she was on a show. I can't remember the name of it.
I don't believe you.
I can't remember. What was the show?
Because you hate black men.
Monietta Shaw, she was on there too.
Yeah, and R. Kelly's ex-wife too, right?
Huh?
Wasn't R. Kelly's ex-wife on there?
Yep.
Who, Aaliyah? No, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one that be doing that weird dance. Crazy. Anywho.
Wait, the light skin shorty?
She's brown.
Oh, okay. Wait,
No.
which Dre am I talking about? Dre and Michelle.
Not Dre Michelle.
Okay.
No.
I'm like, nigga, ain't no way. I was like, get the fuck out of
We're
here.
talking about R. Kelly's ex-wife.
But anyway,
And she dated, was it Suge Knight? No, Dr. Dre. Yes.
I heard he
Wasn't
was
she?
beating ass too. But anyway, with that being said,
Okay, don't quote me on that. Never mind.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is another episode of the Nun the Wizer podcast. Thank you for joining us today. To my right, I got Shiki Baby in the building with us.
Sir.
And to my left, over there, we got the audio extraordinaire. That's Podcast Poe in the building. Thank you, Brandon, for holding us down on the cameras. Amara, you fake as shit for not getting on the mic, but we appreciate you being here anyway.
We appreciate the fitness slaps
Right.
back.
All the silence I'm gonna have to hear when I'm editing because no one's gonna know what the fuck is going on. This is why you should have been on the mic.
I'll put the gain down or something so they can probably hear it.
No, because I don't use that. Oh, with your version.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But anyway, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys follow us on our social media sites. Join the community. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. Well, X. We are on TikTok. TikTok numbers is doing numbers today, by the way. You seen it? And we are on YouTube for our visuals. And ladies and gentlemen, that is another episode.
Yes, sir.
Deuces.
Nun the Wizer.